The Congress and the Senate have voted to force the release of the Jeffrey Epstein files. The legislation now heads to President Trump's desk for his signature. If it is signed into law, the Justice Department would have to release all of the documents. The bill, though, does allow redactions for information identifying victims and any material depicting child sex abuse. But flight logs, personal communications, immunity agreements, and internal memos must be included. NewsNation's Joe Khalil is following all of these developments, is live now on Capitol Hill. All right, Joe, what happens now?
Yeah, there's a lot of questions about what this looks like moving forward, Nichole. I can tell you a lot of that is going to be in the hands directly of the Department of Justice, the Attorney General Pam Bondi, and President Trump as to where this Epstein files bill goes next and whether those files are ultimately released. This morning, the Attorney General did get questions about this at a press conference directly. She was asked 3 separate times whether the department was going to fully release the Epstein files if President Trump signs this bill into law. And this is what she said each time she got the question.
We have released over 33,000 Epstein documents to the Hill, and we'll continue to follow the law and to have maximum transparency. We will continue to follow the law with maximum transparency while protecting victims. We will follow the law. The law passed both chambers last evening. It has not yet been signed, but we will continue to follow the law, again, while protecting victims, but also providing maximum transparency.
So you probably noticed there was never a yes or a no. It was a we will follow the law. Well, here's what the law is going to be. If President Trump signs the bill, it will require within 30 days of the president's signature, the Department of Justice to release all of the Epstein files, and if they do not, then they are technically violating U.S. criminal law. So that is what the law is going to say. But there are still a lot of members of the House, senators, and even the victims and survivors of Jeffrey Epstein themselves that are skeptical that this is going to happen, at least not without some serious pressure from them, potentially some hiccups. There are a couple of different ways that this could go. But take a listen to at least one of, again, the Epstein survivors. We asked her last night whether she has faith the DOJ is going to release all of these files and act in full transparency here. This is what she told us.
My trust in the DOJ is pretty rocky, I think, for very good reason. I'm maintaining that hope because that's what I do. I don't know that I share that sentiment with others. I think a lot of people are adamantly thinking there's no hope and no trust in the DOJ.
Now, there are a couple reasons why lawmakers and frankly, the survivors feel that way, because there were a couple of options here. Number one, the president could have done this already. The president, right now, as I'm talking to you, could call on the Department of Justice to release all of these files. It actually does not take an act of Congress to sort of force his hand that way. And the fact that he has not done that yet is a reason that some are skeptical about the motivations and whether the White House is fully on board with the full release of these files. So there's one reason. The other reason that we've heard some skepticism is that the president has also called on the Department of Justice to open up investigations relating to Jeffrey Epstein, but particularly with Democrats, with his association with Democrats. He has expressly said that. So if there are investigations that are opened up, then that would be a sort of legal and legitimate reason not to release these files, because some might be wrapped up in the investigation. We've obviously seen that before. So that is the sort of conundrum and the situation that we're looking at now, which is why, as we continue to look forward here, it's not exactly certain, even as this law has passed, that this is going to be an easy process between whenever President Trump signs and the next 30 days.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.